What's going on, everyone? Adam here, the host of Cool Places with Cool People. Today, we're in the lucky boxing ring in Rialto with my boy Mike. You know, this place is just like it looks on Instagram, man. I will say you do a great job on promoting this place, so why don't you say hi to everyone?
Thank you so much, Adam. Thank you. Hello, my name is Michael Franco. I am owner of Warzone Boxing Club of Rialto, a boxing club from 2002 since we created, my father and I. So I turned pro in 2005, had a good professional career, 19-1 as professional.
Yeah, man.
I've done fairly well, decent, I would say, which now I am a teacher now after suffering some retina tears, nerve damage that kind of put an end to my career.
Man, I know. I remember me and Mike went to high school together. I remember not knowing him personally, but always being like, dude, that guy's the boxer. And he was known as the boxer, as, Little Warrior. And, and it'd be like, he was like a little celebrity because he's like, dude, that guy's boxing at Morongo. We're not even old enough to get into Morongo yet, and he's boxing at Morongo, right? How does that happen? That. You know what I mean?
So, you know what? I have no idea, man. I fall under, had great doors open for me, which led to the good deals, man, which is great.
Yeah, man. So you started boxing at 12.
Yes.
Your dad was always in boxing.
That's correct.
You just one day he asked you to go to Willie's Boxing Club in Mariloma, and you just kind of started doing it and kind of fell in love with it, didn't you?
Pretty much, man. That was pretty much how I started. Father was like always teaching me, he always been my coach, so he always helped me get to that next level, whether it was baseball, whether it was football. So when I started getting older, I was able to reach almost teenage years. I was confronted regularly, as I was always the smallest kid in every playground, in every classroom. So I got confronted regularly, which led me to boxing, which was kind of good because I turned away from fighting outside the ring. I turned away from fighting in the streets because I was more dedicated to boxing. I would focus on running, focus on more bag work, focus on more things that I needed to do to help my overall boxing rather than to mess up as a teenager.
Yeah, isn't it interesting? So when I was in high school, I wasn't really into sports and those kind of things, and then I went into a career of baseball, like everyone knows. But it's funny how when you have something you're so passionate about, you like weigh your options really quick. Like, absolutely. Do I do that or do I go hang out with my boys?
Oh, yeah.
No, I'll go train.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I feel a lot of people come across that road whether they can go here or they can go hang out with their boys, and unfortunately you do get a lot of people who say, hey, I want to go hang out with my boys, which then they end up going hanging out with the boys and they might lead to a bad decision, what might cost them so many years of their life, unfortunately, just because we get around that group and we get that testosterone and we all get around that certain person that raises us up or to lead us to do something that we shouldn't have done. As far as I was growing up, I was always in the gym, and that goes for now, man.
Yeah.
As being an adult and going over past my career, I'm more into helping my business. I'm more into helping the kids that come here. I'm more into helping the weekend classes. I have more things to do. I have more things that have priority than for me to go out at night and for me
it's actually crazy, like based on what we talked about before, and then what I see is like how many actually kids you have boxing here. We talked to you, said you have over 50 kids boxing. It's crazy to think that like there's that many that you are actually pulling off the street
exactly.
to actually box and to take out their frustration or whatever. And it's almost like almost feels like for almost like a girls and boys club.
Yeah, almost.
In that
definitely.
aspect of it, where people want to be in boxing and you don't realize how many people you're actually helping staying out of trouble.
Yes.
Especially being in the city of Rialto, where, obviously we know the demographic here is a little bit more like that, where you're probably even saving lives that you don't even realize you're doing it.
Absolutely.
And it seems like that's kind of like a bigger impact than most people even realize.
Of course, yeah. A lot of people just see a boxing and may see, oh, well, you're gonna go up there and get beat up. But no, there's a lot of things that we're doing in here. We're building confidence. We're losing weight. If I had cut kids in here and they've been overweight and they've lost the weight and now they've gained more friends because they lost it. So we're helping kids off the street doing something better than staying at home, maybe playing video games or eating junk food or going out with their friends and getting into trouble. So there's a lot of things because we're pulling these kids off the street.
Yeah. You were boxing amateur, had a great career, 40 fights. Then you went professional.
Yes.
Then obviously you had the iron injury that had to stop your career. Seems like that's kind of an injury is what boxing. What was the next step? Did you go right from, okay, I'm done boxing my career, to I'm gonna go train boxing, or it was kind of like, did you take a break from boxing because and then you got back into training? Did your dad bring you back into training?
So in 2013, I suffered my first eye tear, which was a retina tear. Now, I was actually in line waiting to be weighed in for a professional fight. I was like the semi-main event to a fight in, I believe it was in Arizona, Nevada. And I was a semi-main event. So I was out there doing my medicals, and at the time, they're like, okay, we got to do, eye surgery or eye problem, or, an eye exam. And during the eye exam, they're like, hey, man, you got something, there's a little tear in there. Let's take a break. We're going to pull your card today, and you're not going to fight. So at that moment, I'm like, oh, come on, man. I broke down in tears because I felt like that was the end of my career. Good thing it wasn't. I got a surgery for that tear. During that tear, or during that surgery, I was able to fight again. I had 2 more fights, and then I had another tear to my eye, which put pretty much to my end of the career, and that pretty much stopped it. When it stopped it, man, I broke down. When I finally couldn't fight, man, I broke down in tears, and I almost. I was depressed, man.
Yeah.
I was depressed for quite some time. I lost contact with a lot of people. I broke up with my girlfriend at the time, and we separated, and I was just going through a lot because my career had finally diminished and was done.
And I think that's a lot of things that people don't see. Like when I was coming up through the minor leagues, just like you were coming up through the boxing rings, everyone sees the guys that are fighting on HBO or pay-per-view events, and they see but they don't see the people who don't make it.
Yeah.
And what it really takes. And we were talking before we get on the podcast, when you're known as the boxer, when you're known as the umpire, when people are like, when are you going to be on pay-per-view? When are you going to be in the major leagues? And then you have to tell people all the time you didn't make it. You want to disappear. You really want to disappear because you feel like a failure on like such a higher level that people just don't really like. People are worried about failing like tests or whatever, or failing at a job, or I didn't pass this class, or my boss didn't like me. When you're on the stage and people are looking at you and how much people have invested in you, time, money, all these things, and everyone's leaning on you. I mean, especially for being a young kid, people don't realize the stress level that it comes, and when it goes away, it's almost like you have to like reinvent yourself. You have to find yourself. You have to, and it takes time. Like it's not easy.
Man. Yeah, it takes time. Like I said, after I experienced my loss, I took 2 years off. Man. I sat down and I didn't expect 2 years to grow to 2 years.
Because it goes so quickly.
2 months, I expect 2 months, and 2 months turned into 1 year, and then 1 year was 2 years. So by the time that 2 years came along, man, I was overweight significantly than my fighting record, my fighting weight. So I gained mass weight, and by the time it wasn't too late, and I continued, and I dropped the weight, and I wanted to get back into it, and I had that drive to fight again when I had the second fight, the eye injury, and that's what diminished my career. Took a loss, took a setback, and reevaluated myself, man. And I thought, this is not gonna be the end of me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be something more, man. I'm gonna create something more, because if I can't fight, then I can do something else that my experience can lead me to. And which I developed the coaching, and I started developing some techniques, and I stayed. And we had the gym to background, so I had a big platform to teach to all these individuals, to all these youth. And once I was able to do that, I was able to start seeing, man, these, people are starting to look up to me. I was able to get more out of it, out of just coming here and just working out. I was able to get a teaching out of it. I started having kids look up to me. And that was a big inspiration to me, when people were like, man, I want you to teach me. I want you to
Makes you feel good, doesn't it? Makes you feel good that people are like coming to you being like, yo, I saw what you can do. Your experience is what I want.
Yes, and that overall experience is what made my teachings and what God wanted from me.
Yeah.
I suffered and I went through all these years for boxing to end up to teach, but I'm creating more by helping the younger youth not make the same mistake that I did.
And I think the one thing that Mike has gone through and I've gone through, it's like when you look back and you're like, man, everything you ever worked for, you thought that's what I needed in life to be happy, and then it's not, and then you realize, oh, I'm going to be just fine, because now, like, you're feeling, like you said, like, now you're helping all these kids, and you're teaching,
course,
and
man.
you're having all these people look up to you. That means so much to you.
Oh yeah, man.
You know what I mean? Like,
it means a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was a fighter, I would just have fans.
Yeah.
But now that I'm a teacher, I have students, and I feel a lot better with having these students than fans, because fans are just
come and go.
Yeah,
fans come and go.
Right.
And they like you when you win, and they hate you when you lose. And
exactly.
then before you know it, you're gone.
Yeah, before you know it, you're gone. Exactly.
And they don't know anything about you afterwards.
There it is.
So you got into training. You were training back with your dad. Your dad was running the gym. Were you in Rancho at that point, or were you guys in where were you guys located?
At that point, that was in Rancho, because that was about 2013, 14.
And
14.
so now we went there, and then now we're at your Rialto, now that you own, that you personally opened up, that you manage.
Yes, sir.
And so how has it been? You said you took this place over in January. How has it been the first 6 months of being a business owner now? So you went from a amateur boxer, professional boxer, to coach, to mentor, now to business owner.
That's correct.
How does that feel, and what are the challenges you're kind of facing now?
Oh man, it feels great. It feels great to be able to hold a business, to being able to run and operate a business, and not only that is to have clients come in here and they can walk out with a successful story to say that, hey man, this is a great gym. I'm learning here. I'm being able to drop this weight, or I'm being able to get this knowledge or gain this confidence, all based off of what I'm able to teach, man. And I feel that's really good.
Well, I think the cool thing is, just while we were setting everything up and sitting here and talking to you, it's like I saw 3 new people come in here, and it's like we are going to teach these people how to box correctly with the right form. We're not going to you're not just going to come here and put gloves on and swing away. It's like you and your coaching staff here, professional boxers, like, no, I'm going to teach these people footwork. Then I'm going to teach them how to throw a punch.
Right.
Then until they get past that, we don't let them throw gloves on, because
That's right.
Because for you guys, it's good to see that you're, just for what I'm watching is that training to break it down, where, like you said, knowing that perfect and that form and all those things, and you're not just like rushing people through here just to make money off of them.
Of course, yeah. I want to see somebody that doesn't know nothing, who can completely be able to defend himself in any situation. I want that, rather than somebody coming here paying me money. I'd rather the guy walk out without paying me nothing, but him walking out with confidence, him walking out with the ability to defend himself, being able to walk around any street at any time, and not feel like, oh man, someone's going to attack me, I can't defend myself. If I can create that guy and build his confidence, and him being able to do whatever that he needs to do comfortably without being able, without feeling like he's going to get attacked.
Yeah.
That's going to be more greater than receiving dollars.
So obviously right across the street from you, there's another fighting gym that just went out of business.
Yes.
What do you think separates since you guys been going since '02, that's really kept your brand around you, your dad, your brother who coaches and trains? What do you think it is that you're able to outlast all these other gyms?
Experience.
Yeah,
experience. I mean, you go to a lot of gyms and they can teach you a couple of things. They can teach you a lot of things off of YouTube. Mm-hmm. But to actually have somebody who's done it first-handedly, has been in the ring in a professional prize fight, and to gain a knowledge and experience off of them, you can't get from a lot of gyms. And in this case, as you can see right here in our own street, we've been in a competition with another MMA gym. And we've been in competition for them for about a good 2 years. As you can see, their gym has forfeited their sign, and they're not going to be around any longer.
Do you figure it's one other thing that kind of helps you is you guys are only focusing on boxing, and like now with MMA, it's like jiu-jitsu, it's boxing, fighting, grappling, wrestling, that now it's so much that you're like, we box, we're going to teach you how to be a great boxer, and we're going to focus on boxing.
Yes, exactly. Oh, yeah, that's going to play a big part because, again, MMA, you have a lot of different styles. You have, wrestling, baseball, wrestling, boxing,
jiu-jitsu,
kickboxing,
and all
that. We have all these different types of fighting, so that means you're going to either have a coach for each different one, and each different one may not be perfected because that guy is an overall fighter. So each skill he'll probably have he won't have a fully developed skill. As far as boxers, we've been developing this for, I've been a pro since 2005. I stopped fighting in 2013. So I've had a great deal of experience, and I've always been in the sport. We've always had the gym, so I've always gained more and more knowledge. So, yeah, I feel like we do have more experience, and we can teach more because we're being able to focus on
one aspect of it.
One part, just boxing.
And then what are you guys doing to try to stay up on if there's new techniques and those things? Like, are you guys bringing some people in? Or are you guys going out and meeting with more people to try to bring more value to you guys as clients, like trying to teach them the new style of boxing or anything like that?
Not necessarily new styling and new teachings, because we've been developing the same teachings and the same techniques since 2002.
Yeah.
And as far as boxing, again, we got a small target. We only got above the belt.
Yeah.
We can't hit behind the head. We can't hit behind the back. So we do have a small target. So we have to pick our shots. So you got to be a little bit more methodical with your fighting. So it does help with your teaching, but it does make the sport a lot harder because now you can't work with a one-punch knockout.
Yeah.
I can't work on kicking you in the head and dropping you out.
Yeah.
And tapping you out. I gotta chisel that tree away, and I'm gonna chisel it away. Then a little bit at a time, eventually, hopefully, if you can continue with that, you can get the knockout.
Do you feel like boxing coming up as training since you were 13, and then going amateur and then professional, just taught you so much when it came that the sport of training every day and like building a plan and believing in the process? And do you think that's really helping you now that you're a business owner and having to be like, okay, this is a process, we got to do this every single day? Like you were saying, you're here from 7 to 9. You've been here since 7 a.m. I'm looking at the clock right now, it's almost 9 o'clock. You know what I mean? And you're going to be back here at 7 a.m.
Wow.
So to train people in the morning. So do you feel like all those years almost prepared you to do this?
Oh, yeah. All those years almost prepared me to do that. I've been doing this since I was 12 years old. I've been in the gym since I was that age. So in a boxing gym, so I've seen everything. I've seen people come in and out, and I've seen the bads, and I've also seen the goods come in and out. As far as holding events and helping other people to help reach those parts. So yeah, I feel like it has, yeah.
So right now, when we talked before, like, you had some, like, guys that are boxing, you send them to your dad because they're kind of in that area more. So, like, how is your gym available for people who are at that higher level, maybe the amateur level, trying to go professional, or are you guys trying to shoot more just for, like you said, like people trying to learn how to box, people trying to lose weight, kids, or are you guys doing both?
Well, we are doing both. I do have a couple professionals in the morning. So see, the times are broken up in different, like from 5 to 9 is more of our amateur program. Our pros are based in the morning because we have the pros training in the morning.
Of course.
They train about 3 hour, 9 to 12, a good 3 hour class, 3 to 4 hour class. And so we do separate them as far as that. Like the pros are just trained with the pros, and the pros are going to go with the pros. And the amateurs that are looking to come up and eventually want to go to pro, we have them trained with the professionals.
Do you feel like right now the direction of boxing is going the right direction, or do you kind of feel like now that kind of MMA is taking over that you're getting less people or for the sport?
Well, you know what? I think we have actually gotten a little bit more popular because MMA has almost given accredited to boxing. As you know, in any fight, you have to be able to defend with your hands because you can't go to the ground for the full 5 minutes in a cage match. I mean, I guess you could, but as far as the fans want to see some blows. So the ref is going to break it up and they're going to
get back up on their feet.
Up. So we get a lot of MMA fighters that come to us and say, "Hey man, I just want to work my hands." And which is perfectly fine. So we have not lost as far as business wise to the MMA. We've actually, I would say, we've gained more because we do get a lot of MMA fighters that come to us and say, "Hey man, I need help with my hands. I need help with my boxing. I need more teachings with my fists before I can work with my feet or my ground game." And so we have actually, I feel like it has helped.
Yeah. So are you at the point right now where we are kind of, if someone is never boxed before, like me, I've never thrown a punch, I've never boxed before, this is my first time even in a boxing gym. The fear of like walking into a place that's so unsure. Like even me walking up right now with Brant, my video guy, I was kind of like, okay, where's Mike at? I need to know someone I know here so I can kind of feel like I fit in. Like, what's the encouragement that you would give someone who's never boxed before, but like kind of wants to come in, but that fear factor, like that first step?
Of course.
Yeah.
And as you know, I've also had that first day walking into the gym. We've all had that first day walking into the gym, and it is scary because it's, the unknown is frightening. You're unsure what's going to go on, what could happen at any moment. You don't know, and it is a place where people do throw hands and do fight. So it is intimidating, but I would say that Warzone Boxing Club has their doors open to anybody from zero experience to all the way up as a professional. And of course, I would take a guy who has zero experience than somebody who has been in the gym for quite some time, because that guy with experience might have wrong teachings and wrong abilities that we might find unsuitable for his fighting, so we might have to change it. And if I get a blank canvas of a student who's willing, who's open, and who's willing to all my teachings, I feel like that's more better, or that's a little bit better. And
then obviously we've talked about kids, we've talked about adults, but I mean, you definitely have a good, even tonight I've seen 5 or 7 women in here. That's definitely something you guys offer to, training women and training those kind of, and making them welcome in here, right?
Yes, of course, yeah. We have 65, 64. The guy that just signed up last week, 64-year-old, 6-year-old man, just starting off. He said, take it easy. And I'm like, I'm not going to give you anything that you feel that you can't do. If you feel like you can't do it, don't do it. If you feel like this is a little hard for you and you might hurt something, then just take a step back. But if you feel like you can do it, then I would like for you to try it. If not, let's take it at your own step. And that goes for anybody that's willing to come in. We take it at their own step. With a guy that has no experience, I'm going to teach him from the ground up.
Well, and the thing is, for you, it's, you want people to come back. You know what I mean?
Of course.
Yeah, you want people, like,
of course.
In any business owner, you want that repeat business.
Of
That's
course,
that's when life's easy, not when you're trying to go out and get more and more business.
Right? So, yeah. I am blessed in that sense where I don't have to go out as much. I don't gotta go looking. Our name holds it. Our name has a reputation. Warzone Boxing has a reputation. 2002. So at anybody at any moment with zero experience, they could come in.
Yeah.
Zero to pro.
Well, definitely, I think that just being here for an hour, seeing how the training goes and seeing how professional you guys are, seeing everything, it's actually been very eye-opening to me because I've never been in one before. So it's like, okay, cool. Like, I'll tell you this, you've raised the bar for if I ever go into another one, I'd be like, dude, this isn't Warzone. Like, step your game up. So, let me finish this off. How do people get a hold of you? How do people sign up here? Do they just call? Do they walk in? They find you on Instagram?
Okay, so
how do you want to do it?
So we have WarzoneBoxingClub.com. That's our own website. We have WarzoneBoxingClub.com. We have 2 locations off of that same website. We have Rialto and we have Upland. So we have both locations. WarzoneBoxingClub.com. That's a website, and we also have Warzone Boxing Club on Instagram.
Perfect.
Too, as well.
I mean, Instagram, I think, is the best way to get a hold of Mike.
Yep, Warzone Boxing Club.
I will say this. We'll for sure have Mike again. This was just about the gym,
man.
but I really want to talk to him about his boxing career because I really think so many people can learn from that.
Yes,
I feel
of course, man.
Just like we were talking earlier, I wish that we would have had Mike's in podcast on us the whole time. So because it was so much dropping good stuff. But Mike, I want to thank you so much for having us in your gym.
Thank you, Adam.
This is super impressive. I'm so proud of you because I know what it takes to build this. And I know the stress level, like we were talking about, homeless guys stealing the power cord, and now there's no power in the gym for 3 days.
In the gym for 3 days.
3 days, and people are like, "Yo, can I box?" And you're like, "No, man, we can turn we can put the part. There's no AC, no nothing in here, no power, so
no music, nothing, man."
So anything big coming up that maybe that the Warzone's putting on, or are you guys doing any events, or people just need to come by and check this place out?
Just need to come by and check this out, man. We got a great location. 123 South Riverside Drive in Rialto, California. We also have one in Upland. And
he has no idea.
I got off the top of my head, I can't.
Has no idea. Either way, guys, I want to thank Mike. Thank you so much. If you can't find him on Instagram, send me a message. You got to stop by here. I might even sign up for a class.
Yes. And
so we can start it. But thanks a lot, man. I really appreciate it.
So we're giving first class to anybody. First class for free to anybody who comes in.
Oh, perfect. That's even better.
So
if you want to try out, you've never done this before, Mike's giving you a free class for listening to this podcast.
Check it out.
And check it out, and he'll come and train you personally.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Thank you, Adam.
Thanks, man.
Awesome, bro.
Yeah.
Awesome.